Have you ever noticed how animals behave during famine? They become hyper alert. They overscan everything around them. They hoard food. They fight harder. They take desperate risks. They stop thinking long term because the nervous system is focused on one thing only: survival. And what's interesting is animals in abundance behave completely differently. When there's enough food, enough safety, enough stability, their behavior changes. They rest more, they play more, they nurture more, they think beyond the immediate moment. Now consider what Spirit is saying with this. Human beings do the exact same thing. Whenever this video finds you, maybe this is the confirmation you needed that you're not failing. Your body may simply believe you are in a drought, my love. Not necessarily a physical drought. Sometimes this is a financial drought, an emotional drought, a relational drought, an energetic drought. And when your nervous system believes resources are disappearing, your entire body changes. You begin overthinking, overworking, overscanning, overpreparing, overgiving, overfearing. You struggle to rest because survival mode tells you that rest is dangerous. You struggle to trust because scarcity tells you something will always be taken away. You struggle to think long term because your nervous system is focused only on immediate survival. And Spirit says, this is why so many people are trapped in cycles that they secretly want to escape. And it's possible. But you cannot create clearly from a dysregulated survival state. And that's powerful. Consider what Spirit is saying. A nervous system in fear cannot always perceive possibility. It perceives threat. So even when opportunities exist, even when healing exists, your body may still respond as if danger is everywhere. That's why people in scarcity sometimes sabotage good things. Self-sabotage. Not because you want pain, but because survival mode trains the body to expect loss. So whenever this video finds you, Spirit wants you to stop judging yourself so harshly for the ways you adapted while trying to survive. Some of your patterns were protection. Some of your anxiety was protection. Your overthinking was protection. Some of your emotional shutdown was protection. Some of your control issues were protection. But now that you recognize that, it's time to get out of that. Your body was trying to keep you alive. Now, listen carefully because this part really shifts everything. The first step out of scarcity is not trying harder. Spirit says, exhausted people do not need more pressure. The first step is regulation, because when the nervous system begins feeling safe enough again, the mind can finally perceive options. That changes everything. A regulated system can think creatively. A regulated system can plan long term. A regulated system can receive love, can receive help, can receive abundance, can imagine a future again. And survival mode only narrows your vision. It convinces you that there's not enough, never enough time, never enough money, never enough support, never enough safety, never enough love. But love is the most abundant thing there is. And Spirit says, chronic scarcity changes how people see reality. Some of you are not lazy, you're depleted. Some of you are not unmotivated, you're overwhelmed. Some of you are not broken. Your nervous system has simply been surviving for too long without enough rest, safety, softness, or stability. So, whenever this video finds you, maybe Spirit's trying to remind you that healing is not weakness. Rest is not weakness. Regulation is not weakness. Slowing down enough to reconnect with yourself is not weakness. Because survival mode may keep you alive, but it cannot always help you build a meaningful life. That requires safety. And safety is not only physical. Spirit says emotional safety matters too. Emotional safety matters too. Energetic safety matters too. Relational safety matters too. The body remembers environments where it had to stay alert all the time. So if you grew up in chaos, criticism, instability, fear, unpredictability, your nervous system may still be responding as though danger is constantly around the corner, even now. See me? That's why peace can feel unfamiliar to some people. That's why calm can feel uncomfortable. That's why healthy love can feel suspicious. That's why stillness can feel unsafe. Because the body became conditioned to survival. But Spirit is saying you are allowed to experience a life beyond survival, my love. Not just surviving, not just living. There's a difference. And Spirit is saying it starts internally before it appears externally. Because abundance is not only money, abundance is safety, abundance is rest, abundance is support, abundance is emotional stability, abundance is having enough peace in your body to believe tomorrow is possible. So when this video finds you, it's your sign to stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what happened to my nervous system that made survival feel necessary at all times? That question can create compassion. And compassion creates healing. Now, this does not mean avoiding responsibility. It doesn't mean staying stuck forever. In fact, it means the opposite. Spirit saying awareness is the beginning of transformation. Because once you understand survival mode, you stop building identity around it. You realize I am not my fear. I am not my scarcity. I am not permanently trapped in survival. And slowly, through rest, through support, through healing, through regulation, through safety, your system begins opening again. You breathe differently, you think differently, you choose differently, you stop operating like famine is chasing every moment of your life. And Spirit says, when people finally begin seeing possibilities they couldn't see before, it's going to be sweet. Not because the world changed overnight, but because their nervous system finally stopped filtering reality through fear. So whenever this video finds you, let this settle into your spirit. You do not heal through scarcity by constantly panicking harder. Gosh, I get it. But you heal scarcity by teaching your body that it is safe enough to imagine more. Safe enough to receive more. Safe enough to rest. Safe enough to trust. Safe enough to live beyond survival mode. And maybe that is the beginning of true abundance.